Welcome to the Movies to Watch Before You Die podcast. My name is Gab, and I'm here with my cousin and co-host.
Dylan.
And today we are talking about a movie that I have nominated as one to watch before you die. Dylan, this is a movie that I watched the absolute shit out of. I rode this VHS until the wheels fell off. And we are talking about 1971's Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, starring Gene Wilder.
We have to have watched this together as kids, right?
Dylan, I don't think a day went by that I didn't watch this. Like, it was heavy on rotation. Oddly enough, and the reason that this even popped into my consciousness was because recently, as you remember, I sent you a reel about the 1960 Peter Pan live Broadway recording starring Mary Martin as Peter Pan,
hmm
which was the number one VHS that I rode until the wheels fell off. So much so that my parents, who could no longer take it, hid it from me and told me, we don't know where it went. You got to watch something else. And henceforth, my addiction to Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory began.
At what point does Drop Dead Fred work itself into here?
Drop Dead Fred I was in like fifth or seventh grade or something. My mom like bought me the DVD and was like, here, I love this movie.
I remember you being obsessed with that one too. What was the other one?
Yeah, but
Captain
not like
Ron, I
this.
feel like you liked a lot too.
I've never heard of that before. I don't think so. I was
I also,
addicted to, go ahead.
I also, in honor of this movie, I don't know why I wrote this down earlier. Oompa loompa doopa dee doo. I've got a perfect idea for you. Oompa loompa doopa dee dee. If you are wise, you'll subscribe. It's free. Then I wrote Oompa Loompa Doopa Dee Da. If you don't mind, a like would go far. You will live in happiness too, like the Oompa Loompa Gavin too. Gavin
Do you,
too.
do you know what that reminds me of? Do you remember when we were kids and we would take my dad's shoes and get down on our knees and do the
To the
lollipop
lollipop guild,
kill?
yeah. There's a good chance I already cut out all of that.
Oh, sad. But yeah, I was obsessed with watching Mary Martin as Peter Pan on Broadway and Gene Wilder as Willy Wonka in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Those were my two constant over and over and over. My poor fucking parents.
Yeah, that's rough.
Like,
They must hate all
just,
of these songs.
I mean, maybe. I'll tell you what, though. When was the last time prior to this viewing that you watched this movie?
Gotta be at least 10 to 15 years minimum. And I can't remember
10 to
at least.
15. Oh my God. I'm definitely like 20 years.
Yeah, so it's a long time for both of us, I assume. I know
Honestly, more than that.
at a minimum, I know I would have watched it around the time that the other one came out. Although I think now that I think about it, I'm like, that's got to be 20 years old now too.
God, I mean, I don't know.
I rewatched
That's an
that
easy thing to look
also,
up.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh, did you?
I
That's
did. I still
that
have
was a
not. Have you
mistake.
seen the new Wonka, the Timothy Chalamet one?
No, I'm a purist still.
We don't need more of these things sometimes, right?
No, Gene Wilder was there was a period at the end of that sentence as far as I'm concerned.
So Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is 2005. So that movie is 21 years old now.
Yeah.
And rewatching it yesterday, not more is not always more. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
that was a Tim Burton reimagining, right?
it sure was. And it is more faithful to the book. I've heard, I've been told it's not as good a movie.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna get some hate in the comments for this. All right, they're gonna come at me for this. Sometimes the movie puts a firmer stamp on culture than the book that it came from. And in this case, I would say, listen, Roald Dahl, you're great. We love you. We appreciate it. But you writing that book was walking so that Gene Wilder could fly. That's all I'm gonna say.
I would say that most of the time the movie puts a bigger stamp on the culture than the book ever does.
Well, maybe not for Harry Potter.
Maybe what a rare example that would be though. Think about even just movies we've done recently, like Jurassic Park.
Sure.
Um, this is not recent, but Matilda, another Roald Dahl one.
Sure. Yeah, that movie wasn't dark and weird in the way that Roald Dahl is.
No, I guess not. Although I feel like I feel like he's much older than he was because he was alive like when this movie came out and stuff. And I'm like, wow, really?
Oh
Because to
shit.
me, he feels like the Brothers Grimm, where I'm like, oh, everything has a moral and it's kind of weird. And you know how in like the original Brothers Grimm stories, I can't remember which one it is, where the person gets like their thumbs cut off. You know what I'm talking
Yeah, yeah,
about?
yeah. Yeah, no, they were scary.
I could see Roald Dahl doing shit like that, but I'm like, oh, he wrote this
Yeah.
book in like 1964. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, 100%. Um yeah, I knew he wasn't that old. Did he write James and the Giant Peach?
he sure did.
Okay. Anytime we see somebody wearing an orange shirt, Corey goes, he wants to be James and the Giant Peach so bad.
What if they have an orange shirt and a mustache? Are they rootin' and tootin' James and the Giant Peach then?
Wow, that's a good question. We haven't come across that yet, but I will let you know when we do.
Good, good. Report back to me.
I will. So, yeah, so this was a movie that I watched with the utmost intensity as a child and then didn't watch for probably, I would say, close to 25 years, if we're being honest.
Mhm.
So, watching it again as an adult was such a wild experience.
Yeah, it's definitely different watching it as an adult for sure. And I guess we can get more into that once we get to our opinions. That's for sure.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, so whatever. What is it about?
What's this all been about? What am I working toward?
Explain!
As you would a child.
You think you know everything about me, don't you?
I dive at your bottom. I bloody well ought to.
Don't fucking rush me. God damn. Okay. So I would say Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory is about Charlie Bucket, and he's so poor. He's the brokest.
He's a little dirty.
His mom like boils clothes for a living. I don't even think she's washing them, and all they eat is cabbage soup and
Cabbage water. Cabbage water.
water. And his grandparents are paralyzed until they don't want to be anymore, and he just wants chocolate. And he really can't get chocolate. And then he does, and
He finds money in the sewer.
he finds somebody in the sewer, and it's like way more than he makes from his job, which sucks.
His child labor job.
And he's like trying to support the family buying tobacco. I'm getting a little. This sounding. I don't want it to sound like an opinion. These are all things that are just actually happening in the movie, though.
These are
And
objective truths.
these are objective truths. And he eventually, spoiler, gets a golden ticket to go on a tour of Willy Wonka's chocolate factory with 4 other children to see. They will all get a lifetime supply of chocolate, and who will survive to the end of this childlike jigsaw experiment that Willy Wonka is running.
Yeah,
That's
so
not my best what's it about, but you know what? It's all true.
you know what? I bet IMDb comes really close.
Let's see. IMDb plot summary. A poor, it still emphasizes how broke he is. A poor but hopeful boy seeks one of the 5 coveted golden tickets that will send him on a tour of Willy Wonka's mysterious chocolate factory.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, taglines quickly because I am bursting at the seams with things to say.
Okay, I think I've got 5 here.
Oh, God.
It's everybody's non-pollutionary, anti-institutionary, pro-confectionery factory of fun.
Is that like direct from the book?
I have no idea.
Like, okay. Feels,
Not my favorite.
yeah, feels misplaced.
It's scrumdiddlyumptious,
Okay.
which I feel like I forgot that was from this, and I have in my adult life multiple times called like food or something scrumdiddlyumptious, not realizing I was quoting
Quoting this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your golden ticket to imagination and adventure.
Okay, cute.
Charlie is set loose in the chocolate factory, and every kid's dream comes true.
That's not what happens, but okay.
Enter a world of pure imagination.
Love it. Stamp it, cut it, poster.
We saved the best booster.
Poster.
You said booster.
No, I didn't mean to.
Put the tagline on the poster.
Don't you know?
Should we say more about what it's about, or do you think people through the cultural zeitgeist are generally aware of Willy Wonka and that fucking factory?
I think they're generally aware.
Okay. Gab, let's get to our opinions then.
In this critic's opinion,
That's just like your opinion, man.
Well, I have a right to my opinion, and my opinion is you have no right to your opinion.
Oh my God, I have so much to say. So I want to start by saying, like, we talked a little bit about how long it's been since we watched this and like what age you were when you really took this in. And there were like a handful of things that watching it now as an adult, I realized I fully misinterpreted as a child.
Absolutely.
One of the biggest ones for me was that Slugworth and the Candyman in the candy store are two different people.
You thought the Candyman just chased Charlie down and was like, give me some of those fucking gobstoppers.
In my mind, they were the same person.
I don't
So
think it changes
that
that
provided
much,
a
I
little
guess,
clarity.
but yeah, okay.
It really doesn't. It just makes the Candyman song a little bit more ominous,
He
you
is
know?
kind of, can we say that guy's kind of a jerk? Because in the beginning, while Charlie is cucked in the corner watching, every one of these kids that has money is just getting candy thrown on them. Just
Yeah.
shots of licorice and the little fucking candy that's stuck on paper getting chucked at these kids. Meanwhile, Charlie's just looking with that like doe-eyed look he has with his little lip curled down, like, oh, and
Looking through the window.
just cucked in the corner through the window. Yes. And then the moment Charlie's like, I'd like one chocolate bar, he's like, where's the cash?
Yep.
Give me your fucking money.
And that's why I thought he was the bad guy. You know what I mean?
I did not remember Slugworth having a giant G.I. Joe like scar on his face, too.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I remember thinking like, did he just get that scar? Like, is he covering it when he's the Candyman? Like, what's the deal? So that's one. Another was I also fully did not understand why Willy Wonka was behaving the way that he was. And like didn't understand why he like didn't give a shit about these kids getting hurt or whatever. And then why he was like so manic in his office and when he was like, "Charlie, you won." I just didn't get it. But when I tell you I was watching this and he was like, "No, stop, don't." And I was like, "That is me." That is me all the time.
He's absolutely like, fuck them kids. He's like, that's a bad kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, "Yes."
Even by the end, I guess it's just Charlie's final test, but you think the whole time that I didn't remember after the fizzy lifting juice, so they're like, well, let's catch up to the others. And they just walk into the room like nobody even notices that they came in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, Corey and I were kind of talking about this. Like, he knew that they didn't follow them. And he also knew that they were screaming for help. You know what I mean?
That's a good. Wait, you think he heard them down the hall? And I'm just imagining, like, definitely not Veruca, but who else was up? Maybe Mike TV was like, shall we go help him? And he was like, no.
No, they're fine.
He was like, either they'll burp or we'll hear a splash of blood.
Yeah. Either way, it's no longer our problem.
Yeah, fair enough.
But I do also now understand the gobstopper. When he puts the gobstopper on the desk at the end, as a child, that like went over my head, right? That he's like, he could give that gobstopper to Slugworth and make all of this money, but instead he's doing the right thing.
Can we agree? That is absolutely not the right thing. It is very irresponsible of him not to get Slugworth literally is like a house and food for life. You know what I mean? And he's like,
oh yeah,
no, I'm going to do this morally upstanding thing. Now it is morally upstanding, but I think we've all as a society agreed that would you steal a loaf of bread if your family was starving? If all you had was cabbage water, would you give a gobstopper to Slugworth? Yes.
Yes, yeah. Especially like there's a lot of crimes happening in that home. But as it turns out, of course, though, Slugworth works, or the man portraying Slugworth works for Willy Wonka. So even if he had given him the gobstopper, he wouldn't have gotten anything for it because
I didn't
it was
remember
a
they
setup.
give him a real name. He's like Mr. Wilkinson. And I was like, really?
Yeah.
It's a lot less imposing
yeah.
than Slugworth. Yeah.
Well, also Slugworth is the other chocolatier. Like he is a real person in this world because the Candyman offers him a Slugworth
There's an
sizzler or
ad for
something like that.
Slugworth in the store too. Yeah, no, there
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
I think in the newest movie Wonka, there's like 4 or 5 other chocolatiers, and in the book they name a couple of others too.
Okay. Now, my question for you is if you're the real Slugworth in this universe, are you suing for Wonka having this guy run around pretending to be you, trying to bribe children with all of these false fucking riches?
I mean, how's he gonna know?
What do you mean, how's he gonna know? This guy is in Germany. He's in freaking Arizona. He's all over the place. He's at
Yeah, but he
every
doesn't know
single
what
revelation.
You just see him creepily whispering in children's ears and following children. We don't know if he's going, I'm Slugworth.
Dylan, the chocolate world is small. Okay, word gets out.
The chocolate world, some would say, is fun size.
Or quite large if you really get into it.
It's not really meant to be shared. That's why Wonka needs the monopoly.
Exactly. Now, let's talk about what an incredible, absolutely fabulous, fantastic 10 out of 10 marketing scheme this is.
It's actually a very failed marketing scheme, which I can tell you more about later, but I get
Oh,
what you're
interesting.
saying.
Like it was brilliant the way that it was done. And it's really interesting. Again, I didn't understand this as a child, seeing all of the rich people like buying up, like Veruca Salt's father having his factory workers open thousands and thousands and thousands of boxes of these chocolate bars looking for the golden ticket. Like obviously as children, we've seen the like sweepstakes where like if you open this box of cereal and it has the and nobody really falls for that because you're like the likelihood of this is so low, but it given that in this fictitious world it sells so much, it's brilliant.
It is brilliant, and it's brilliant because the fifth Wonka bar, by the time Charlie finds it, which I think they say is 43 days later, that bar has not been sitting in that store for 43 days. That is like he did not put out all 5 bars at once, so no way anybody could have found all 5 bars at once. This was a brilliant Wonka scheme, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I'll also say, because I know we're going to skip past it, can we talk about the opening credits of this movie? I think are why I am a fat slob, because I was watching it, Gab, and I was activated like I was the fucking Manchurian Candidate, and I immediately went to the cabinet over here and took out like goobers and other chocolates, and I was like, like I turned into a cookie monster. I was like, I need chocolate.
I have such a story for you about the opening credits of this movie. When I was a child, and again, obsessed with this movie, my mom's favorite cookie are Malamars. And obviously, as you know, in the opening sequence of this movie, they really take some liberties because you see Hershey's Kisses getting made, and you also see Malamars getting made. Are you following me so far?
Yeah.
So as a kid, my mom would eat Malamars and I would have some or whatever. And she used to tell me that she got these from her friend, Willy Wonka. Well, Dylan,
She lied.
guess how deeply hurt and disappointed I was when we went to fucking Wallbaum's and there was a whole display of Malamars and this bitch takes a couple of boxes and puts them in the cart. And I'm like, I thought your friend Willy Wonka gave you these. And she was like, no.
Willy Wonka is the crackhead outside, Gab.
Yeah, that bitch has been fucking yanking my chain this whole time.
Can we also talk about creepy cart guy?
Creepy cart guy. Oh, the newspaper
No,
guy?
the guy with the cart with knives on, who's like, nobody goes in, nobody comes out. He's just there for that bit of exposition, but he's
Yeah.
also just there to be fucking creepy. He's like, do you
Yeah.
remember when we were kids, there used to be vans that drove around that were like knife sharpening businesses,
Of course.
which feels like the worst business model in the world, but it was a thing. And I'm like, was this just an older school version of that? Because he's just got knives dangling on his cart, and he's not making food or anything. I don't know. He was weird.
Yeah. Yeah. And I did stop and say, like, what was the point of that? Like, why did they have to make it so scary? But, okay, fine. Nobody comes in, nobody goes out. I get it, right? It's secretive. We've got to backtrack a little bit and we've got to talk about the Bucket family.
That pathetic family of buckets.
So first of all, did not notice this as a child, but the grandparents' names are Joe and Josephine and George and Georgina. Can you imagine if that was a rule? You had to marry somebody whose name was close to yours?
I mean, my name
You'd
could
be
be either
fucked.
gender.
I suppose.
I'd be fine.
I'd have to
You'd
find
have to find a Gabriel. Yeah.
Yeah. What would Zach do?
I guess he'd be gay. I don't know.
I guess so, yeah.
I'm like, what's the Z? Zelda? I don't know. That's not close enough.
No, it's not. So these people are, as we have already discussed, destitute, like just really, really struggling. And let's talk about the fact that Grandpa Joe, up to this point, has been buying and smoking tobacco.
Which, first of all, you sleep in a bed with 3 other people. How? You live in one room with 5 other people.
That is so fucked up, sir.
You're
going to give everybody cancer.
I was in a Facebook group back in the day that was just called like Grandpa Joe is a scumbag and everyone knows it. I remember you could ask Zach. Zach was hugely into this group, and it was just memes that were like, I'm trying to remember like how important it would be. It would be Charlie finds a golden ticket. Grandpa Joe, I've got a golden ticket. It was just
It's
like everybody
so
was
real.
like, this guy's a dick, and we all know it. I didn't move for
Such
20
a dick.
years. You got a golden ticket. I'm hopscotching around.
I mean, he did multiple bellhops. Like that is fucked up. Um, he also, just to go off on the Grandpa Joe thing, he does claim the ticket as his own. He sings a whole song about how I got a golden ticket, and Charlie is just right there, like, I found this money in the sewer. Like, and then I ran away from a bunch of adults who tried to take it away from me. I almost had to engage in fisticuffs over this fucking golden ticket. And you're gonna tell me you got a golden ticket? Absolutely fucking not. That's number one. Number two, he is the reason that Charlie drank the fizzy lifting drink and got almost his fucking head chopped off.
I do kind of like, though, that in terms of the story, since Charlie is so pure, that's the only time he falls to temptation is his Grandpa Joe.
Yeah, because his Grandpa Joe's a piece of shit.
Yeah, Grandpa Joe's a scumbag, and everybody knows.
At the end, Grandpa Joe was like, "Come on, Charlie, we'll go give this candy to Slugworth." Like he says it right
Joe in front of
Wonka.
him is like, "You fucked Wonka. Guess what, bitch? We're selling you out. We're selling you down the chocolate river, motherfucker."
That was fucking crazy. I couldn't believe it. Okay, so a couple of other things that are top of mind. A couple of nights ago, before we watched the movie, Corey and I were talking about, remember when you were a kid and you would stay in the car for the car wash?
Yeah.
I said being in the car wash is like the same feeling as being on Wonka's boat going through the tunnel.
There's no way of knowing where we're going. There's no
I also
hope
remember-
of ever slowing.
Oh my God. I remember that being terrifying.
No, as a kid, that is scary. And I think I appreciate I appreciate a kid's movie that has some bite to it. That's like, no, there's going to be some fucked up shit. Because you know what, kids? Life's going to get fucked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just a
absolutely.
moment and it's over. It's so weird, though. And again, rewatching the 2005 one, they try and make that like, the boat dips down and it's going through this like CGI tunnel of madness as they pass by rooms and there's big waves and stuff. And I was like, this is so much less interesting than just hearing Gene Wilder go fucking bananas while there's a video of like, it's clearly just rear projection of a chicken getting its head chopped off, a millipede crawling on a dude's face. Like Slugworth is there and Charlie's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
You think he had to ask
It's
Mr.
just
Wilkerson? He was
so-
like, I just need a video of your face.
Yeah. If
Just
you
to
wouldn't
freak out
mind,
the
just
kids.
look ominous for a sec, will ya?
Another question I have, Gab. Do you think Mr. Wilkerson and the Oompa Loompas were a little like, maybe we could own the factory a little? You could give us a piece, Wonka.
I did think about that. Not so much about Mr. Wilkerson because obviously he's an afterthought. But for us, the viewer, because it's so close to it's such a like, oh, and by the way, like, let's close this loop.
It is very much
But-
thrown in at the end, yeah.
The Oompa Loompas, I meant to text you this and I didn't, and I said it to Corey, but I'm interested to hear your take live on the air. Do you think that at this point, Oompa Loompa is a slur?
I don't think so. I mean, what, against
You're not
little people?
laughing. Yeah, like if I call a little person an Oompa Loompa, is it a slur?
If as a person who's barely average height, I'd be offended if you called me an Oompa Loompa.
Well, I'm not saying is it offensive, right? Because anything can be offensive if you take it the wrong way. Like if I, you know what I mean? Like you could say something.
Let's not test these boundaries, Gab.
I'm thinking like, what could I say that's offensive?
I would say offensive, not a slur.
Okay, I'm gonna look into this because I'm interested. Not because
You
I
know,
want to
like
say
what
a
the deal is in the
slur.
original book, right? I gotta make sure, yeah. You do know in the original book, the Oompa Loompas are not orange with green hair. That's purely an invention for the movie.
Oh no, I don't know.
In the original book, they are African American, and he got them from Africa,
Oh,
and they wanted to be paid and work solely for cocoa beans. And obviously, by the time they're making this movie, just 7 years after the book came out, they were like, maybe we could do something about that. And then in further
Yeah.
reprintings, they changed them to being like little white people with super tall blonde hair or something like that. But they still were in like
Interesting.
jungle clothing.
Yeah, I do appreciate that
That
the
Roald
Oompa
Dahl had
Loompas.
some interesting choices.
Yeah. I
I'm
mean,
sorry, you were
listen,
saying though.
I think I really like that they made them like a unique people from a unique place. I like that they position it that Willy Wonka kind of like saved them from the whatevers.
Wang Doozlers and Swazwonglers and Vermicious Canids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really like that. I did Google and I realize now that it was a silly thing to Google, but I looked up if any of the actors were also in The Wizard of Oz, and the answer, Dylan, is no.
Yeah, Gab, because this movie is what, 32 years later already?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no.
That makes
No
sense.
no return actors.
They could be the children of the Lollipop Guild.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed it. They, as an adult, they steal the show. Here's an interesting thought. How come only two of their four songs get subtitles?
They're not even like subtitles. They're like, here's one word we gotta really emphasize.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
I do like that they're just prepared to sing for people's deaths. Like,
yep.
They sing. They don't say they normally sing a song every day. No, instead he's just like, the children are dying. Time to sing.
Time to sing. And they have a nice little dance routine too.
Yeah, I like their little dance moves, especially like they have lifts in some of the later ones. I'm like, ooh, look at you. Go Oompa Loompas.
It's great. They really crush it.
You can tell that some of them know the words much better than others. Like some of them are just like, we found some little people on the street and they came in. And some of them are like, no, I also act. And then there's one who's just like, I'm like, he's just pretending to mouth words. There's there's a tall Oompa Loompa, which I know is like an oxymoron, but I'm like, I don't even know if you speak English. Like, I don't think you know what words you're saying. I think you're just mouthing along. Like, I think this guy was like, we found this German little person while we were shooting. Can we throw him in as an Oompa Loompa? And he was like, if you are good, you will listen to me. Like,
there's definitely some who are like, I'm a little hungover, I'm here, I'm in the costume, like just tell me my mark. There is a moment in the movie where they're in the inventing room where everything is covered in sheets. Yes. And we get a really wide shot in the beginning before they go in. And you can see that many of the Oompa Loompas are regular sized people, or maybe like regular sized children, but they're definitely not all little people in this wide shot. And then when they get into the tighter shots, it's just our basic, like, the Oompa Loompas that we've seen time and time again. But there's definitely like I don't know, like 5'2" people in there.
I 100% have to go back and look this up now because I'm going to have to clip it out now to see if you are right or wrong. And either way, I need to know.
I'm telling you, we were both like, those are like not little people.
Look at you, you're just a short guy. You're no little person.
Yeah, like you're just a regular short. I want to talk a little bit about the children. How do you feel about each of the kids? Because I feel very differently as an adult than I did as a child.
All the kids definitely suck. Veruca sucks by far the most.
Totally.
Like I definitely as a kid didn't notice him complimenting her mink coat and her being like, I've got 3 more at home. And I'm like, you little bitch.
Yeah. I do, however, think that she's the most talented child actor.
By far. Augustus Gloop, that actor, I don't even know if he knew much English at the time.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's actually really surprising.
Which I'll tell you more about all of them. I do think, obviously, Charlie, I think, is a good actor, too. Like, he sells everything really well, and he's so hopeful, and he does a good job of emphasizing the wonder of it all. But Veruca Salt, I'm like, you've got it. You know what I mean? Yeah, she does a great job, especially with I Want It Now and all of that.
Oh, God. Her song is so good. You know what's really funny? I remember as a kid, my mom, if I was like having an attitude or something, or like throwing a tantrum, my mom would be like, you're acting like Veruca Salt. And like, it's so funny how in the Oompa Loompa song, they make it abundantly clear that it is her parents' fault. And I'm like, funny how we missed that part, Mom.
You should just replay a clip and be like, whose fault was it every time?
Yeah, shocker. They literally go, the mother and the father. And
it just sounds like my therapy sessions now.
Honestly. I really appreciated Augustus Gloop's mom.
Why is that?
I just thought she was really funny. Like, very aware of the humor and just delivered it really well.
I like Mike TV's mom. I feel like she's doing a lot.
I love Mike TV.
I honestly, if I was one of these kids, I feel like I'd be Mike TV. I'd be like,
Like
you
as a
could,
personality?
as a kid, I feel like that was most me. Like, you could send me through the TV. Do it.
Yeah.
Put me in the TV with the chocolate bar.
Yes, that's definitely you.
Yeah.
I like the sound of his voice, and I think he just did a really good job of the like being hyper fixated on the television and still responding to other people. Like that's a hard thing to do as a child, from an acting perspective.
Yeah, I think most of the kids are okay. I think the worst one is Augustus Gloop, probably acting wise, but I don't think he doesn't have that much to do. He does a great job of drowning in a river of chocolate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, and being a little pudgy. Um, I do like Violet Beauregard's father,
Oh,
Sam Beauregard.
Sam Beauregard. Yes. What's his thing about it being a guarantee?
So with Sam B, it's a guarantee.
That's what it is. Yep.
Yep.
I do love him immediately trying to give a card to Wonka. Yeah, I don't know. He definitely feels like every car salesman in the world. I do like
Yes.
that. I thought they all were rich, and you realize rewatching it that I'm like, oh no, they're just not nearly as broke as Charlie.
Yeah,
Like you're
yeah,
like
no,
Charlie's
Charlie is
just the
just
poorest.
yeah, he's just the poorest person in the world. Um, so I couple of things that I think don't hold up super well.
Mhm.
Violet turning into a blueberry. It's clearly just a blue light projected on her face until it is painted blue. Do you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah. It's a
So,
special effect when it starts.
yeah, yeah. And like listen, it could have been worse, but definitely like you can it's dated.
Yeah, which is fair. The movie's 55 years old.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Listen, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying.
I agree.
Um, there's a shot of Charlie and Grandpa Joe getting lifted up into the fan that is like I guess like the earliest like superimposition
I know. I
shots.
did notice this. Yes,
And I
when
was
you're
just
just
like,
looking up
"Oh
from the ground
no."
and they're just like, we're floating up. Whoa.
Yeah. I was like, I know this is like major advancement at this point, but yikes. And then there's the exact same shot, which I don't want to get into this yet, because I think this is the last thing I want to talk about. But there's a similar shot of the elevator.
There's also times in all of those shots where you can see wires if you pause at the right moment.
Yes. Oh
Yeah.
my God. I saw wires on, I think it was Charlie's pants, and it was like lifting up his shirt.
Yeah. And there's one, you can see the wire too, which I don't think I'd never noticed it before this on Mike TV when he falls backwards into the stuff with the exploding gum. You can see he just gets fucking yanked.
Oh, that's funny. I didn't even notice that.
No, there was somebody offset who was like, fuck this kid. Yeah.
3, 2, 1, yeet.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I wanted to talk about. I want to save the elevator for the end. I guess we just have to go into it. We have to talk about Gene Wilder.
There's one line in this movie that Gene Wilder said, only one line that I was not okay with. And it's just because in the year of our Lord 2026, I could not handle it.
Oh God, what line?
You can suck them and suck them and suck them, and they never get any smaller. I was like, God damn, Walker.
Oh, that is so funny. That went way over my head.
I don't think it's supposed to be dirty at all, but God damn it, in 2026, I couldn't watch it and be like, nope, can't not be immature about it.
Oh my
He
God,
is
you're so mature.
so good though at because he's really, you know, obviously the other parents are professional actors. I think one of the kids had other roles before this, but he is Atlas carrying this movie on his back. That's what I mean. It's Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory. This one, it's not Charlie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and rightfully so. I think, obviously, I'm sure you have this in the facts, but I feel like it has to come up now. There's a very famous story about Gene Wilder only agreeing to take this role if he was allowed to first be seen walking with a cane, losing the cane and doing a forward roll, landing on his feet to sort of create this immediate distrust of Willy Wonka.
Yes, Mel Stewart asked why he would do that. Gene Wilder replied, having Wonka do this meant from that time on, no one will know if I'm lying or telling the truth. Director Mel Stewart asked, if I say no, you won't do the picture? And Gene Wilder said, I'm afraid that's the truth.
It's It's brilliant.
He does such a good job of never going too far in any direction because he comes off as angry, he comes off as nonplussed, he comes off as so
Bitter.
adoring of the children and being so bitter. Like there are times where I'm like, oh no, he's so childlike, and then there are times where you're like, oh no, he's over kids in general.
Mhm.
And you can feel it by the time that he gets to the end that it's like, no, this has all been a test because he is what it's hard to believe it at times when he's going through his jigsaw like traps, but he's a good person. Like you're like, no, he just
Yeah.
wants to do the right thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Gene Wilder, is so captivating that it's like you're just hanging on every word he says, all of his mannerisms, his explanations. You're so interested to know, like, is this going to go well? Is he going to get angry? Is he going to be aloof? It's rare that you see somebody who can play a role in a way that would kind of be described as erratic
Yes.
without losing you.
And he never does for a second because you are captivated by he's very mysterious and you want to know him more. And you don't
Yeah.
really get to know him that much better, but you just are drawn to him. Strike that, reverse it is something he came up with.
No.
Yeah.
How often do you say that in your day to day? Because I say that all the time.
I don't think I say it that often, but I've thought about it many, many times.
The
I
other
used
thing
to
I was
say it a
thinking
lot more
about,
often.
really, I feel like I say that all the time, and I always like look to see if somebody understands what I'm referring to. The other thing I was thinking was like, this is where, I mean, you hear people say all the time, like, oh, this is my golden ticket. Like that is a normal cultural, not cultural. That's like a normal colloquialism
Yeah, it's definitely a term that's
today.
entered the zeitgeist that we all don't even think about where it's from.
Yeah. But like it's definitely from this, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. Because, you know, I don't know. It just feels like it's so ingrained, you know?
Can we talk about the golden ticket song I really like. Pure Imagination is great. There's a lot of good songs in the movie. Candyman, obviously, which
Don't
Sammy
hold
Davis
on.
Jr. made a classic.
Hold on. I know where you're going with this, and I had something I wanted to say about it. So I'm going to say it if it's okay with you. I'd like to be the first.
Let's see.
One of the things I love about this movie is that it's a buck 40. Okay? It's an
Mhm.
hour and 40 minutes. You're in, you're out. It could be an hour and 30 minutes if they got rid of Cheer Up Charlie.
Which does nothing. She's literally just like, your life sucks, kid.
It's almost like they agreed on a salary for her and then they cut a bunch of her shit out and they were like, "Listen, we got to make you earn this money. So sing this song, stir this laundry, boil these shirts and
It's not
fucking
even her. It's
look."
not even the actress singing. Like she got dubbed over.
Really?
Yeah. I
Oh,
wrote
I didn't
down.
even notice that.
I made a note. Cheer Up Charlie kind of sucks. What happened to that smile? I don't know, Mom. He's having cabbage water for dinner and supporting his family's tobacco habits. Charlie, come on, smile.
It's like this is a kid who, I mean, if he doesn't, and that's the thing, right? At the end of the movie, okay, Charlie gets the chocolate factory. He's going to be the next Willy Wonka. Okay, great. If that doesn't happen for him, one of two things happens. He either gets his girlfriend pregnant at 17 and perpetuates this like a complete and total um just like impoverishment, right? Or he turns to drugs. But that is his only hope.
He can't afford a girlfriend or drugs.
Listen, there's money in the sewers.
There's money in the banana stand and there's money in the sewers.
Yeah. I also think this is probably in your facts. But anyway, I was super proud of that joke that this movie could be even shorter if they got rid of that fucking useless song.
Well, I very much agree. So we were on
Yeah,
the same wavelength there. That's the only
good.
song in this movie that I'm like, kill it with
Yeah.
fire.
We don't need this. It's a waste of time. Um, you know how like in the Music Man they had Shapoopy because they were like it's a real downer, so we gotta like pick it up.
Yeah.
It's almost like they were like this movie is going too well. We've got to give them a bathroom break.
We need to bring the people back down to earth. Things are
Yeah.
going to suck a little longer before we get to Willy Wonka.
Yeah, don't forget, they're poor.
You know, it's also a nice poor reminder. Charlie in the classroom when he's like, "Well, how many Wonka balls did you open, Billy?
Oh God.
150. And what about you, Charlie? 200. No, just two." And he's like, "I can't do the math of that, you broke motherfucker. You want me to do 2 out of 1,000?"
That teacher, so funny, did not understand how funny he was as a child, obviously.
Agreed.
Also, is he like some kind of famous comedian? Like, it seems so random that this British guy would be in these two scenes being very funny if he didn't have some kind of like celebrity.
I do not think he was remotely famous.
Wow. Well, kudos to that guy
His name is
who's
David Batley. He was a British
he's
actor.
definitely dead.
Oh yeah, he died in 2003.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
He's long dead.
I mean, he did work, but his known for the second one that comes up is Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny as hell. And yeah, they really lay it on thick. They're like, this kid is he's smelly. Like he's smelly.
But he doesn't mean to be. It's just because he didn't get to boil his clothes last night because his mom was busy boiling other richer people's clothes.
And he was too busy working to support his family, who are a bunch of fucking. So we're getting to the part of the movie where I've got a golden ticket is coming up. He's gonna open the candy bar, and I looked at Corey and I said, the biggest crime of this film is about to be committed, and that crime is Grandpa Joe having the audacity to get the fuck up out of that bed.
And he feigns a little at first, like, "Oh, I'm all wobbly, Charlie. You gotta help me." And then he's like, "Oh, breakdance."
Yeah, it is. It's you think to yourself like, wow, he's healthy again. And as an adult, you're like, you fucking piece of human dog shit.
It just made me think of that line from, I don't remember if you remember, I'm not sure if you remember Mrs. Doubtfire well at all, but Sally Field has that moment where she's like, the whole time, the whole time, the whole time. Like,
Yes.
I needed that from Charlie's mom to be like, "You haven't moved in 20 years. In 20 years?"
Yes. But also, you think to yourself, like, okay, well, who are his other choices, right? Who is he going to take? His mom? I wouldn't want to spend 5 fucking minutes with that miserable bitch after she had the audacity to sing Cheer Up, Charlie.
Yeah, no, she's a bummer. She's definitely
She's a bummer.
bring down. I just imagine poor Charlie in school being like, "Hey, do you guys want to play with some rocks?" And they're like, "Get away, cabbage boy."
Well, he smells like cabbage water. Have you seen that commercial where the one football player says to the other, "You smell like hot dog water, bro"?
Yes, I have.
It's like that, but cabbage water. I just, Gene Wilder is such an interesting guy because traditionally not attractive, right? Like not handsome by like your typical measurable means, right?
He looks
But
like an Ebishy Jewish man.
yeah,
He's a member of
he's
the
not
tribe.
a leading man, you know what I mean? But you watch him as Willy Wonka and you're like, "No, I understand."
Yeah, if you're watching this and you're like, Wonka can get it.
I just feel, and not sexually, not like that. I just mean like he's handsome and charming and like so talented. You
Oh,
see
he's
him as
charismatic.
you see him as Frankenstein and you're like, "Oh no, he's crazy." You know what I mean? Like he doesn't have that. But in this it's like, "Oh, I see why Gilda Radner loved him so much."
I just think he's very charismatic. Like I feel like in real life, I imagine that he could draw the attention of any room he was in.
I was so sad when he died.
Yeah. I thought it was very sweet. I don't think I wrote it down, but somebody in his family was talking about, we kept, he passed from Alzheimer's, and they're like, "No, we the reason we didn't tell people about it was he didn't want children to see Willy Wonka and then their parents to start talking about something sad and illness. He didn't want there to be one less smile in the world, even just one." And I'm like, "Oh, that's
Oh
so sweet."
God. Of all of his work, do you think I was actually surprised to, and I know we're getting into facts now, but like this is our show, we can do whatever the fuck we want. I was surprised to see that he did not get an Academy Award nomination for this.
It's a good question. I feel like I'd have to look at what else was nominated. Based on the fact that this is a children's film alone, I wouldn't expect it to be nominated. It's like when you watch a horror movie, no matter how good a performance there is in it, it's so unlikely that they ever nominate
Sure.
performances like that.
I guess that makes sense. Um, but I guess amongst his work, is this like his, I don't know, what's the word? His like his Michelangelo, listen to me. His Sistine Chapel, you know?
I don't know, because you've got this Young Frankenstein, Blazing Saddles, Silver Streak. Like he had some. He didn't do that many movies, but the ones he did were some big ones. You know.
Yeah. I want to talk a little bit more about his career, his legacy. So I hope you're prepared because I have none of this information. But two other things. Hope
Did
you're
you want
ready.
to hear? I did look up who was nominated for Best Actor or Best Supporting Actor, or who won.
Yeah, go ahead while we're on the subject.
So Gene Hackman won Best Actor for The French Connection that year.
Also a very sad death.
Yeah. Also, I mean, a fantastic actor. Both worked
Yeah.
together on Young Frankenstein.
Yep. Hmm.
Uh, along with Walter Matthau being nominated, Peter Finch, George C. Scott, and Chaim Topol for Fiddler on the Roof.
Oh, nice. Do you remember watching Fiddler on the Roof on VHS an obscene amount of times at Gog and Pop's house?
I don't.
Okay.
I
I
remember
don't remember.
seeing it with Alfred Molina.
Oh, that's really cool. On
He was so
Broadway,
nice
right?
afterwards. Yeah, he came and he signed autographs for everyone. And this
Oh,
was right
he's
when he was like
nice.
Doc Ock, so it was a big deal for everybody, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, of course.
He's a mensch.
I vaguely remember you going to see that. Um, I I don't remember anything really about Fiddler on the Roof other than the fact that it was just like constantly on at their house, which makes sense, right? Like stereotypical Jewish grandparents.
Yeah.
It's the only movie they know. Um, I want to talk about the elevator
The Great
because
Glass
as
Elevator.
yes, as a child, it didn't make any sense to me. It felt like, okay, Charlie, you're gonna have the factory, congratulations, and then like also, by the way, I have this elevator and it's like kind of scary like the tunnel was, but like let's see what happens. And as an adult, it felt exactly the same. Like, why are we doing this?
I mean, you are aware that there is a sequel book called The Great Glass Elevator.
Dylan, you can assume that I know nothing.
Well, Gab, there's a sequel book called Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator. So I don't know if
Okay.
it was meant to lead in as in like maybe we'll do a sequel. I don't know if they were that forward thinking back in those days about sequelizing everything.
Hmm.
I don't know. I also don't know if it's meant to be, you know, he's in the clouds, happy as a clam, happily ever after. You know what I mean? Like it's just
Yeah.
what else are you going to show him in the factory the next day checking chocolates? Like
Yeah.
I think it's a nice way to be like the end and everything is beautiful. Like he may as well float off into a rainbow.
Sure. Okay, fine. Um,
It is a little odd though. Like there is no direct story reason for it, and he's just like, we might die.
yeah, it's like, oh, who knows what's gonna happen? Oh my God. It's like there he goes again. Yeah, I just think maybe they could have put a bow on that a little bit
He's like, you won, Charlie,
more.
but my kink is frightening children, so I'm just gonna get you one last time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, I found that to be really interesting. There's another thing here that I think is worth discussing, which is that again, I'm sure you're going to mention this in the facts that this movie was shot in Munich, correct?
Germany, yes.
They didn't even fucking try to not make it look like Germany. It's just Germany.
I think the point was, and I heard Mel Stewart say this, I just didn't want it to look like a super recognizable American city. He specifically named, he was like, I didn't want it to look like New York. I didn't want it to look like Hollywood. I didn't want it to look like St. Louis or something. I wanted it to look a little unique. And I do think it looks unique.
Sure, because it looks like Germany.
There's not a lot of kids' movies where it felt like it never says it's set in Germany either. And it
Mhm.
never says where the movie's set really at all. Because there's British actors, but like Charlie's American. You know what I mean?
Right. And if you think about it, Augustus Gloop is from Germany and they go to Germany and everyone there is
Yes.
speaking German and they're all in their lederhosen and shit. They like really they're like, look, this is Germany. You think that's Germany. This is Germany.
No. You see, it's not Constant Oktoberfest here at the factory. Therefore, this is
Yeah.
not Germany. This is Wonkaland.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Last thing I want to say before we move on. The scene where they are trying to figure out everyone is going crazy over these chocolate bars and trying to find their golden ticket. And there's a guy and he's like, I have a computer and the computer is going to tell us where we can get the golden ticket. and he types into the computer, and the computer, it's basically like the first version of ChatGPT. The computer is like, how the fuck am I supposed to know? And the guy's like, hold on, I'm gonna beat the shit out of this computer. And I remember as a kid thinking, there's no way that's a computer. It's like this giant box, and it's like dee, dee, diddly, dee, 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 dee,
Well, he's
diddly,
doing
dee.
nothing. So like, let me now input, and he's just pressing one button over and over again. But it's like
Yes.
it works fine enough. But I literally wrote down the same thing. I wrote, "This is the equivalent of asking ChatGPT," and I do. It is a great response for the computer. What the hell am I going to do with a lifetime supply of chocolate, jackass? Yeah,
It's so funny. Um, Lifetime supply of chocolate, huh?
I hope the other four kids, even though they're dickheads, I'm like, I hope they got their lifetime supply of chocolate.
See, and I disagree because I think the lifetime supply of chocolate is you're going to get you're going to win the factory. Like you're going to be the next Willy Wonka. So I don't think they were all promised a lifetime supply of chocolate. I think the child he chose was going to get the lifetime supply of chocolate by becoming Willy Wonka.
I don't. I'm trying to remember now. I think it literally says on the golden ticket though. The ticket says far more than could logically fit on it. Greetings to you, the lucky finder of this golden ticket from Mr. Willy Wonka. I shake you warmly by the hand. Tremendous things are in store for you. Many wonderful surprises await you. For now, I do invite you to come to my factory and be my guest for one whole day. You and all the others who are lucky enough to find my golden tickets, I, Willy Wonka, will conduct you around the factory myself. Yada yada yada. Hang on, etc.
Hanging.
etc. Is this? Now I'm like, is this the text from the book or the movie? Because I don't know. I don't think. I guess the book text it doesn't mention it at all in the golden ticket.
Huh. Yeah, I really felt like the lifetime supply of chocolate was like indicating like, oh, you'll get your chocolate all right, you know?
Yeah, wow. I guess you're right. I guess it doesn't literally say anywhere all five of you will get a lifetime supply of chocolate. So maybe that is the whole point.
Yeah.
But I think the point
I
is though that they all think they've won the lifetime supply of chocolate. And I like the idea that none of them know that they're in for there will be like an extra prize for one of you who is morally upstanding. Like
yeah.
in the 2005 movie, he literally makes a point of saying, with like a grand prize for one of you. And I'm like, well,
No.
that seems like a weird thing to mention to them beforehand. But
Yeah. Absolutely not. I also really like that at the end, Willy Wonka is like, I thought about giving this to an adult, but an adult would want to do it their way and not my way. So I'm giving it to you, not because you're a child and you might have a unique perspective or you have the perspective of my ideal customer. I'm giving it to you because you will just shut the fuck up and do what I tell you to do.
prepare to get cocked again, Charlie.
Yeah, like he really is like, you'll just do what I tell you. And as a kid, you're like, yeah. And as an adult, you're like, that could have been worded better.
I agree, but I get it. We know he means like I will train you in the way that I
Yeah,
would do it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It does make you think though, do you imagine a world? So first of all, does Charlie drop out of school to Willy Wonka to be Willy Wonka? He must.
I don't know how he's going to school now. He's got to work.
Yeah, honestly. And he doesn't seem to be learning much. So I imagine he drops out of school. Now that does beg the question, is this like a Dread Pirate Roberts situation where Willy Wonka as we know him is not the first Willy Wonka?
That's a good question. I believe he's the first Willy Wonka. Will Charlie now claim the title of Willy Wonka and start a Dread Pirate Roberts situation? Maybe he's not going to change it to like Charlie Bucket's chocolate. Like that doesn't sound nearly as
No.
good.
I feel like he's gonna put on the purple coat and the top hat and be Willy Wonka. Um, which is so interesting because it almost feels like priesthood. You know what I mean? Like he's not gonna take a partner. He's gonna live in this place and dedicate his life to chocolate.
Willy Wonka was like, "Will you take up the cloth, my son?
Yes, yes. And
You
then,
must
you
remain
know, do you
abstinent, for only chocolate can be your mistress."
yes, yes. Do you imagine that Willy Wonka grows old and dies and like that's Charlie's only companion and like he's devastated and he has like a big, like a sermon for him and all the Oompa Loompas?
Well, he moves his
Who-
whole family in, so he gets to watch all the grandparents die first. Then
Oh,
Willy
great.
Wonka dies.
Got it. Okay, so by then he's
Grandma Joe,
experienced death.
Grandma Joe's like, because I'm gonna punch my last ticket. And then he gets up and dances anyway. And you're like, of course, Grandpa
Yeah.
Joe.
Naturally, you piece of shit.
Yeah.
Oh man. I think
I
that's
didn't
it, Dill.
include in the facts. The other grandfather, like, he was fully blind and they would just shine a light in the direction he was supposed to look. And I'm like, why not hire someone else?
He was blind.
He was like 90% blind. They were like, he was blind from World War II. And I'm like, how did he walk onto the set?
Also, were these actors just like weird German people that they were like, "Ah, you're not busy, right? Come, please."
No, I don't think so. I think they're all actual actors. It's just weird, man.
That is bananas. All right. Well, listen, you know what? They spent their budget on fucking Gene Wilder and it was money well spent.
I want Willy Wonka's little flute,
Oh, yeah.
but I couldn't rock it. I also, as a kid, I loved the idea of a musical lock.
Oh,
Like, you have
yep.
to play the right notes to open the door.
Yes.
Yeah.
I also really like that first scene where they come into the factory and they go into that like they go into the tiny little hallway and then they come out the same door, but they're in a different place. Love that. Just wanted to say.
Do you think the hallway just moves while they're in there? Like it's on a
I don't know,
platform
it's-
type thing? It's magic.
Oh, you think like practically? Or are you asking like how they did it? Or are you asking like
No, I just
how
think
it
in
would
my
work if it was
hypothetical
real?
Wonka world, that's how I would do it.
I guess so. I don't know. I hadn't really thought about it. I love that the hooks. You know what I'm talking about? Where they take
Yeah,
their,
which
their
are just
coats.
hands. Yeah.
Yeah. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Magical.
All the
How
other
many times-
grandparents appear to be uncredited too.
Do you want to say that again? Because I cut you off.
All the other grandparents appear to be uncredited too.
That's so crazy. Why are they uncredited?
I don't know. The Oompa Loompas aren't credited either.
That, see? It is a slur. How many times in your day-to-day life do you find yourself saying, the schnozberries taste like schnozberries?
Oh, Gap, at least 5 times a day.
Yeah, same.
Everybody knows every time I take a bite out of anything, I go, it's the schnozberries. No, but again, it's definitely a thing I've said a bunch of times.
Yeah. Okay. I do have a lot of information about the practical effects in this movie.
Not as much as I would have liked, but I've got some fun facts for you.
Okay, good. Well, let's get to the facts.
I want the truth!
Face the facts, ducks.
Facts have no place with an organized religion.
Starting with ratings on Rotten Tomatoes, the tomato meter, it has 90%, 55 fresh reviews, and 6 rotten. An audience score of 87% with an average score of 4.2 out of 5. On IMDb, it has a 7.8 out of 10. The movie was released June 30th, 1971, with a budget estimated of $3 million and a box office gross of $5.8 million. So this failed at the box office.
Wow.
It really comes back during VHS play and television reruns. The critics' consensus, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory is strange yet comforting, full of narrative detours that don't always work, but express the film's uniqueness. Roger Ebert gave it 4 stars.
Wow.
Probably the best film of its sort since The Wizard of Oz. It is everything that family movies usually claim to be but aren't. Delightful, funny, scary, exciting, and most of all, a genuine work of imagination.
Damn.
R.I.P. Roger Ebert, you a real one.
Truly.
Chuck Bowen from Slant Magazine. The passages in the mysterious factory, which should be Charlie's and our release from the oppression of the earlier scenes, are just as ugly as everything that's come before, so there's no contrast.
Oh,
I was a little shocked by that. I was like, wow.
that's a hot take.
Yeah. Stephen D. Great Anus. I think that's how the name Greydanus. Great Anus.
That's how I'd read it.
Okay. Aspires to the whimsy and fantasy of the Wizard of Oz, but doesn't really capture the magic. More a fond tribute to pure imagination than a triumph of it.
Disagree.
Yeah, I do too. Ryan Cracknell from the Apollo Guide. A timeless family film that will continue to endure as long as people love chocolate.
Amen.
You want to hear some Letterboxd reviews?
Please.
This one's from May. A kid dies. Oompa Loompas. Let's fucking go! This one's from Liam F. Yes, the children were terrible, but Grandpa Joe is the true villain of this film.
100% agree.
Grandpa Joe's a scumbag and everybody knows it. Matt Singer, a kid on the bus told me if you sing the Candyman 5 times in front of a mirror, Gene Wilder appears and turns you into a giant blueberry.
So stupid.
This one's from Tim Cop. Where do the grandparents piss and shit if they never get out of the big bed? I also,
Okay.
when Charlie gets him up out of the bed, I literally thought to myself, that has got to be the crustiest, dustiest fucking nightgown, gross ass Ebenezer Scrooge pajamas that motherfucker's wearing. Like, I imagine that he just released like 1,700 years worth of farts as he got up, like, oh, I don't even know they're happening, Charlie. I can't feel it, my boy. I'm sorry.
First of all, the bed sores on that guy's ass have to be freshly blooded. That's number one. Number two, I do think it's really funny that when he goes, my slippers, Charlie goes under the bed and they show the bedpan just to be like, just so you know, they're pissing in this bedpan.
Just so you know, Charlie and his mom are cleaning up their piss and shit too. This kid's life can get worse.
And it just did.
Yep. Oh, Charlie, I just went in the gown now, Charlie. You gotta change me. Hunter Morris. I can't be the only one that thinks Veruca Salt definitely grew up to be a Karen. I want to see the manager and I want it now. Okay. The movie was directed by Mel Stewart, who also directed Running on the Sun, The Bad Water 135, Up from the Ape, and The Making of the President 1960 and 1964. All of those movies are documentaries. He was a documentarian. This was his first, I think, feature film.
That is so crazy. That Badwater documentary is like really famous.
You know that one? Okay, because I was like, it seems kind of up your alley. It was all about like athletic endurance.
Yeah, it's the like ultra endurance race. I actually have a client who has run it before and is running it again.
It sounds like the human version of the Iditarod. Then I'm like, why would you do this to yourself?
Yeah, it's like, so not only are you going to run 135 miles, but let's do it in a really fucking hot place.
How can we make this worse?
Yes.
The screenplay was written by Roald Dahl with uncredited work by Robert Kaufman and David Seltzer, who also wrote Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, Divorce, American Style, The Bob Newhart Show, and The Omen. And it's based on Roald Dahl's book.
I do think we have to revisit Chitty Chitty Bang Bang at some point.
My mom said, so you know that my mom got a nose job. She's not shy about it. And she was very worried. She was like, at first it apparently has to like settle in. And she was like, oh no, I look like the child catcher from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. And I had to Google it because I didn't remember. And I was like, no. But I totally get why she said it.
That is so funny.
Where was I? The movie stars Gene Wilder as Willy Wonka, who you may also know from Blazing Saddles, The Producers, and Young Frankenstein. Jack Albertson as Grandpa Joe, who you may also know from The Fox and the Hound, The Poseidon Adventure, and Chico and the Man. And as I was going through his IMDb, was also in these real movie titles: The Flim Flam Man, How to Save a Marriage and Ruin Your Life,
Oh,
and How to Murder Your Wife. I'm like, is that a trilogy? I was like, what the fuck? Okay.
oh my God.
Also starring Peter Ostrom as Charlie Bucket, Julie Dawn Cole as Veruca Salt, Denise Nickerson as Violet Beauregard, who was also in 130 episodes of The Electric Company and 71 episodes of Dark Shadows, Paris Themin as Mike TV, and Michael Bolner as Augustus Gloop.
Do you remember, you'll probably say this, but in like 2017 or something like that, they had like a reunion?
Yeah, I think I probably rewatched it getting ready for this.
Yeah.
You ready for some fun facts?
Oh my God, I cannot wait.
When Gene Wilder died in 2016,
Aww.
Peter Ostrom, who played Charlie, changed his social media profile to former child actor, veterinarian, inherited a chocolate factory on August 29th, 2016.
Oh my God, that is so funny.
Like, I kind of love the move that I'm like, you know what? I'm making something of this.
That's great. I hope, I imagine Gene Wilder would have given a thunderous
I think he would have
applause at
agreed,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
The chocolate river was made from 150,000 gallons of water, real chocolate, and cream. The filmmakers had to change the formula for the chocolate river because originally the concoction they were using turned blood red. Because of the cream, the mixture began to spoil, and by the end of filming, it smelled horrible. Michael Bolner, who played Augustus Gloop, described it as dirty, stinky water.
Ew.
So you know what? We need to give that kid some fucking credit.
Honestly.
The Oompa Loompas were known for hard partying off the set, even traveling in a limo together to bars.
Oh my God.
It was actually just a Hot Wheels car. The opening credit sequence was filmed at a Toblerone chocolate factory in Switzerland.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. When Willy Wonka drinks from a flower-shaped cup and eats it, it's made of wax. Gene Wilder had to chew the wax pieces until the end of the take, at which point he would spit it out.
Wow. Gross.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like fun. In 2014, the movie was added to the National Film Registry by the United States Library of Congress.
Good.
Julie Dawn Cole, who played Veruca Salt, admits on the DVD commentary that she accidentally kept her everlasting gobstopper and golden ticket from the set. Peter Ostrom said he returned his golden ticket because he was told to, which feels very Charlie.
Yep.
Among other props that Julie Dawn Cole kept from the film was a Scrumdiddlyumptious bar and a Wonka bar. A golden egg was presented to her as a gift on the day she shot the Golden Geese room scene, which was on her 13th birthday. She held on to the golden egg for years until it spoiled and inevitably had to discard it. She also sold her everlasting gobstopper when the Tim Burton remake came out for an undisclosed amount, but I imagine it was a lot.
Yeah.
To this day, she still has a Scrumdiddlyumptious bar and a Wonka bar. Her golden ticket is displayed in Sweet Pete's Candy Store in Jacksonville, Florida.
Aw.
I saw some clip from like a Pawn Stars where this guy happened to have Willy Wonka memorabilia, and like the main guy from Pawn Stars, Rick, I'm trying to remember what he bought. I think he bought a Wonka bar and a gobstopper for $105,000.
Oh my God.
So I imagine it goes for a good amount.
Yeah. Yeah.
The initial idea to adapt the book into a film came about when Mel Stewart's 10-year-old daughter read the book and asked her father to make a film out of it, with Uncle Dave, producer David L. Walper, funding the movie. Stewart paid her $50 for the advice.
That's cute.
Gene Wilder was asked about working with the younger generation and jokingly answered, 4 of them were fantastic. The other one I'm going to shoot in the head. During a years later celebration, Gene Wilder said about Mike TV actor Paris Themin, if you're watching this, you know that I love you now, but you were a troublemaker then. And there's a clip of him saying, he's like, yeah, I was a bad kid. I released the bees from one of the contraptions. You're like, what? What was this fucking kid doing?
And what bees?
You don't remember in the 3-course dinner piece of gum, there's bees in part of the machine.
Oh, yes. They're
So I guess he opened that up at some point so that like release the bees.
Oh my God. So I guess that's so funny because in my mind, there's no way those are real bees and they're there. But I guess at that point, like, yeah, they were.
I don't imagine Mel Stewart as a great effects guy. As a documentarian, he was like, I guess we just get bees.
Yeah. Load them up.
Yeah. No wonder Gene Wilder wanted to shoot that child.
Yeah.
During the Candyman song, I'm sure people have heard this before, but he opens up the counter and smacks a girl right in the chin at one point.
Oh, no.
And you can see it in the final cut of the movie, and they just keep going. But this girl, her head just goes back because she just got smacked.
Oh, jeez.
Gene Wilder and Peter Ostrom would share a chocolate bar during lunch on the set.
Aw.
Because they were mostly like the last two there, because most of the other, obviously all the other kids go home before Charlie. But
Yeah.
the two of them would have lunch together.
Did they stay close?
I don't know. I think he kept in some touch with all of them at least, because I mean, in that years later thing, he's even saying, he's like, you guys know I love you now. Like I think he treated them all as fellow actors.
That's so nice.
They were writing and shooting sometimes at the same time. Director Mel Stewart at one point called screenwriter David Seltzer and told him he needed a last line, and he had 5 minutes to call him back. After about a minute and a half, because originally the movie just ended, the script ended with Grandpa Joe going, yippee! Which
Oh,
was like,
Jesus
that can't be
Christ.
the last line of this movie. So after a minute and a half, David Seltzer, even though he felt it was cheesy, came up with the Wonka's last line. Don't forget what happened to the man who suddenly got everything he always wanted. What happened? He lived happily ever after.
Oh, I love it.
It is cheesy, but it works. Mel Stewart convinced Quaker to make a Wonka bar, and they gave them $1 million to shoot the movie to help promote it. Unfortunately, the candy bar had a mistake in the formula, causing it to melt too easily. So the film came out and had no candy to promote, and the candy bar mostly failed. Obviously,
Oh,
Nestle ended up
jeez.
acquiring the rights, and there is Wonka candy. Like I grew up loving Gobstoppers. There's Laffy Taffy and all that stuff.
Hmm.
There were even like Wonka bars, but yeah, it did not initially work out.
I do love Gobstoppers, and it is really unfortunate to me that they're small and round when in the movie they have that really cool big shape.
Yeah, but I feel like that big shape would definitely fuck you up.
Well, yeah, but it's just unfortunate that I mean, I guess it would fuck the roof of your mouth even if it was small. But yeah, okay, fine.
It's
Oh, and
definitely a less
whatchamacallit?
interesting design. Is that Wonka?
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
I
nerds.
think.
Nerds are Wonka.
Nerds. Yep.
Where was I? Art director Harper Goff was showing Julie Dawn Cole, Veruca, the set that they were creating when Mel Stewart then said, make sure none of the kids see the first factory room. So the reaction for all the kids except for Veruca is genuine. And Mel Stewart did not know until many years later during the reunion when Julie Dawn Cole finally said, I had seen it already, actually. But you could tell she goes in there and she's like, oh, look at all this stuff. Ooh, she's like looking side to side, like, wow.
Thank God it was her. She's the only one that was worth a damn.
In the novel, Grandpa Joe is said to be 96 and a half years old. How old do you think Jack Albertson was at the time of filming?
God, he's got to be like 65.
63. Pretty close.
Yeah. Yeah. He's not that old. They try to make him look old, but he's not.
I don't know, man. He seemed way older to me when I was a kid. I was like, he's like 104.
Well, the other grandpa is 104, so
He's
by
blind.
comparison, yeah.
The transportation in the factory gets progressively smaller as more and more children are eliminated. This has led some viewers to suspect that Wonka purposely allowed 4 of the 5 children to get hurt so he could have only one remaining child with them to be his heir.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, this was his jigsaw contraption.
Yeah.
Last one I have, just on what some of them are still doing. Peter Ostrom, as I said, became a veterinarian, lives in upstate New York.
Yep.
Michael Bollner is a tax accountant
Oh.
in Germany. Denise Nickerson, who played Violet, acted for 8 more years and is also an accountant now. Yes, when dreams die and the chocolate factory runs out, you become an accountant.
Dylan knows all about that.
Because I've got no more hope left. My life is cabbage water. Where was I? Julie Dawn Cole, Veruca, still acts and has acted for many years since. Because, as you said, she's dealing with talent. She does some voiceover work, and she also is certified in fitness instructing. She does as well.
Ah, love it.
Paris Themen, Mike TV, became a financial consultant.
Which is an accountant, but better.
A higher paid accountant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all the fun facts I've got. There's nothing more fun
Wow.
than to end on accounting.
Yeah, it's so true.
I hope you appreciated these fun facts.
Oh, good one.
Oh
Damn,
my
I
God,
wish we
hate
had
me.
I wish we had more to talk about.
I'm sorry. Oh, by the way, the Snosberries taste like Snosberries. The wallpaper licking scene is just wallpaper. They're like, no, that part kind of sucked. We're just licking wallpaper.
Yeah, of course.
You could at least put some kind of flavoring on it.
In 1971, come on.
Yeah.
Sounds like it was better than the wax.
Yeah, Willy Wonka's over in the corner going, lick the wallpaper.
He probably never had another cavity again.
Oh, that's one thing I forgot about. The actress who played Violet Beauregard, Denise Nickerson, ended up with 13 cavities by the end of filming from chewing all that gum because it was gum with sugar in it.
Oh my
So,
God.
She really sacrificed for the role.
That is so funny. I also love, and I should have said this in opinion time, when she talks about her, like, she's like, yeah, my best friend, like, hey, I don't even remember what she says. She's like, hey, Catherine, sweetie, how's it going? It's
Yeah, she's like, I broke my best friend's record for the longest time chewing one piece of gum. And she gives her a shout out. I'm like, damn, you cold.
It's so funny. It's just so good.
Yeah.
All right. Should we do this thing?
Let's get to some verdict, Scab.
Do or do not. There is no try.
The guilty will be punished.
Sentence is death.
All right. Well, this was my choice, so I'll go first. There is always an inherent risk when you, as an adult, watch a movie that you loved as a kid, because I would venture to say at least 60 to 70% of the time, you are vehemently disappointed. It doesn't hold up, whether it's because of the time or just your advanced understanding of a storyline is just too great for what the movie can do for you. But God damn it, does this fucking movie hold up? I loved every second of this movie, minus Cheer Up Charlie. Every other bit of it was phenomenal. I love it. I love Gene Wilder. I think it's one of those movies that like, is it the most airtight storyline? No. Is it the most intricate storyline? No. Is it the best acted movie? No. And I know what you're thinking, Dylan. Is the music absolutely incredible? Also, no. But
Really selling it here.
but god damn it, that we finished watching it and I thought to myself, I fucking love this movie. I would still ride the VHS till the wheels fell off. I can't wait to show this movie to my children. And if I could have dinner with anyone, dead or alive, it would be Gene Wilder. R.I.P. Love him. He's amazing. He should have been nominated for this film. I don't care if it's a kids movie or not. It's so good. And I'm just like, I'm so upset that it took us this long to talk about it.
So for you,
It's a yes.
okay, there you go.
Sorry.
55 years old, a movie's going to start to date somewhat. And boy, Cheer Up Charlie really drags this movie down. Gene Wilder is great, as we described. Some of the kids aren't as great. Some of the, the parents' performances are good, but not great. Nah, I'd be lying. I mean, this movie's fucking great. I don't know. Cheer Up
It's so
Charlie is the
good.
only part of this movie I don't like. I think if you showed this to a kid right now, I think you have to get them to the factory, but if they can stick with it to the factory, any kid would still watch this movie.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, I think attention span wise, I'm surprised we as kids were able to wait that long, but the search picks up a little bit. And then once you're at the factory, as a kid, I feel like I was like, wow. And as an adult, I was like, wow.
I also think you kind of don't have to, as a child, pay like that much attention because really you just need to know, okay, these kids won this contest and now they get to go inside the chocolate factory. Like that's
Yeah,
it.
as an adult,
You
you're
don't
gonna
need to
pay
know the dirty
attention to
details.
everything that's going on. But as a kid, you just need to know, like, I guess they're going to some Wonka's chocolate factory now. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, dude, this fucking movie hits to this day. And a lot of times when I watch an older movie and I think like, would children today appreciate this? You have to make up for the technology, right? So like it can be really hard to explain why maybe like what was the movie we watched with the car broke down?
The car broke down.
It's a
Joyride?
movie. We said what?
Joyride?
No, we said it was one to watch before you die. The car breaks down and the wife gets kidnapped and he has to get her.
Oh, Breakdown.
Breakdown, yeah. Like Breakdown, if you're watching that with a young person, you have to explain they don't have cell phones. There was no way for them to contact one another. And it's kind of a big plot hole where this movie doesn't really have a lot of like things that are dated that make the plot hard for a young person to follow. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I'm just imagining, like, if you did everything about this movie except modernize the children, and they're like, Wonka, could I get 6, 7 of those gobstoppers? Like, and Wonka's like, please drown in the chocolate river.
Yeah. Oh no, please don't. Be careful. Yeah, and so now I want to know a little bit about your watching because I've never seen the Johnny Depp or the Timothy Chalamet versions.
I don't know if I watched the Timothy Chalamet one because of how much I don't care for the 2005 one. Tim Burton, I think once CGI comes along, it kind of ruins him a little bit. And watching that movie, there's so many times where the CGI is very obvious, which is fine. You know what I mean? It's not a huge deal. And he tries to do something different with the Oompa Loompas. And just none of it really works as well for me.
What does he do with the Oompa Loompas?
So they're all played by one actor, Deep Roy. I don't know if you know him. He is actually a little person.
Yeah.
But they do like different genres of songs. Like there's a rock song at one point, and the kids are just questioning, why do they already have the names built into the songs? Do they know? Like, I don't know. It's trying. Mike TV seems a little bit more psychotic, like violent. It just doesn't work for me. It's trying real hard to do more. And the movie's 15 minutes longer, but it feels way longer. And one thing they develop a lot, Charlie's dad is in the movie. So he's, Wonka in this movie is somewhat of a surrogate father, to Charlie in the
Yeah.
1971. In the 2005, it's much more about Johnny Depp's Wonka and his familial issues. And like he has flashbacks to his dad being a dentist. And at the end, it's Charlie helping him reunite with his dad. And I just was like, it's just not hitting.
No.
Especially now that the movie's named Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, it feels like it's less focused on Charlie, and Charlie just feels too perfect.
Yeah.
Like there's no fizzy lifting scene. Charlie's never tempted. Charlie's just always there like, hi, how are you? Yeah. I don't know. Sorry if you love the Tim Burton Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, which apparently, having talked about this somewhat recently, I know a couple people who are big fans of it. Doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah. I really don't like Johnny Depp.
I'll never forget here's the thing I think the most about Johnny Depp. I remember reading a piece of trivia, and I've had people tell this to me as a fun fact since. Johnny Depp never took a single acting class, and I always thought to myself, I know. I can tell.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, do I think he was good as a pirate? Sure.
He makes a choice and he goes for it, and that works sometimes, and sometimes it does nothing for me.
Yeah. I don't really care for him. I don't really care for Tim Burton either, though.
I think Tim Burton just has like such a clear divider line. I think the millennium killed Tim Burton or something. Like something happened when Y2K got just Tim Burton.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. He was the only one that it found. Yeah. And then I'm not interested in this Timothée Chalamet one. I did really enjoy the thing that happened in, where was it? Ireland or England or something, where there was like
where they tried to put on like a Wonka type thing, and it was just very low budget. Yeah.
Like that was funny. But ultimately this is the one and only for me. Like they never need to touch it again. It doesn't need to be remade because you can still watch this one. It's perfect.
Yeah, no more Wonka, except for candy. You can make more Wonka candy.
Yeah, please do, in fact.
Yeah. Sponsor us so I can eat more Wonka candy, because I'm telling you,
Yeah.
Gab, I legitimately, like, the moment those opening credits were on, I was like, I gotta eat something while I watch this.
That is so funny. I had the absolute opposite effect.
Really? I ran for like a box of candy.
No, didn't do it for me.
Because I've got the golden teeth.
I'm just so happy you said yes. That's all I care about. All right. Should we say the things we say?
You should say the things we say.
Okay. So, dear listener, if you want to send us a message about this movie, any other movie that we've reviewed, or if you have a movie suggestion for us, you can send us a note at movies-to-watch-before-you-die@gmail.com. That can be a voice note, it can be a traditional email, it could be a non-traditional email, or it could be some kind of JPEG attachment, preferably PDF style, so that we can easily download and distribute it.
Why do you prefer to PDF style? You know nothing of formats, Gab. Why JPEG?
Can you just let me
You
rest,
can send
please?
us a PNG file. I don't care. Send me a tip.
Don't send me one of those HIC files.
No. Not one of those.
No, because then if I open it, I have to screenshot it if I want to upload it anywhere else, and that's really annoying. But listen, just keep it simple, all right? You can find the link tree below. And it will have, see, you fucked with my flow, Dylan. It has the Hall of Pods Podcasting Network link in there, which is our friends at what?
The Hall of Pods Podcasting Network.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
It's the link to them is in there, and you can find all of our podcasting friends and neighbors. You can also find my Venmo. You can find our merch shop. You can find our social media accounts, and you can probably find a bunch of other dumb shit Dylan put in there because I haven't been checking it, and I'm not sure what he's included. But
Fantastic.
Listen, at the end of the day, all you need to know is this movie's great. If you haven't watched it in 25 years, give it a watch. Donations are appreciated, and like and subscribe, and that's it.
Gab, if you want them to like and subscribe, perhaps you should read I Just Texted You, the Oompa Loompa Movies to Watch Before You Die song.
Okay, all right. You want to sing it?
I want you to sing it.
Oh, you want me to sing it?
You want to do it together?
Yeah, well, it's hard to do it together via the internet, but we could try.
Believe. Okay.
Okay, ready? Oompa Loompa.
Why are we going so slow? Speed up.
Okay. Hold on. Loompa. Come on.
Do
I've got a perfect idea for you. Oompa Loompa. Dude, you're slowing us down. If you are wise, you'll subscribe. It's free. Oompa
Loompa Doopa Dee Da.
If you don't mind, a like would go far. You
You will live in happiness too, like the Oompa Loompa Gabandil do.
Fantastic invention. Revolutionized the industry. You can suck them and suck them and suck them, and they'll never get any smaller.